I want to bring in Republican Congressman Thomas Massie of Kentucky. And first, Congressman, just your thoughts on the notion that it could be Christmas every day if we just unleash the printing presses.
Well, you know, my intro to macroeconomics professor was Paul Krugman in the 90s, and I thought he was out there when he taught that class. But even he doesn't go for this modern monetary theory, because it's going to catch up with you at some point. I know inflation has been low, inexplicably low for some of us for quite some time, but we've gone from a deficit that's 4% of our GDP to a deficit that's more like 30% of our GDP. And I just wonder if it's like a sugar high or a caffeine high. If we don't spend an extra $6 trillion next year, what's it like to come down from that for our economy? You know, you mentioned the city of Cincinnati. Every city's got a money hole. Theirs is this, it's a streetcar. And maybe they'll bail out their streetcar, but every community, like county governments, are seeing 1 year of their annual revenues. I'm afraid they're going to go out and build ballparks, and then the governors will say you can't even play in the ballparks.
But the reality is, though, as you say, another $6 trillion next year, maybe they will. Let me play devil's advocate for a moment, right? Because I like to ask a GOP guest how they counter the message of free money. I want you to take a look at this meme. I saw it over the weekend where Republicans are focused on a toy potato while Americans are drowning. I mean, so how do Republicans counter this meme that they're just not willing to help people who are in trouble?
Well, Republicans counter it by spending the money. I mean, Republicans were a year ago to this week. We're all for a $2.3 trillion stimulus with a $1,200 check with money that went to the museums and endowment for the arts. What are we doing? It's like Groundhog Day a year later, but now Republicans, some of them have religion, and they're criticizing this bill. They should have criticized it a year ago before we got on this roller coaster, because, you know, they really don't have a comeback for this. And you know, I want to blame my colleagues that I serve with for voting for this stuff, right, but it is a popular bill. I mean, free money is a popular thing. Here's the problem, though, Charles, with modern monetary theory and whatnot. They say you can print as much money as you want until you get to full employment. Well, full employment 50 years ago meant the head of the household worked 40 hours a week. Full employment now means 2 people in the household are working 60 hours a week. You know, we talk about it's all such a great thing that we haven't seen much inflation, but why shouldn't the price of a car be half as much as it used to be? It takes half as much effort to make one. So, you know, they talk about, well, the dollar getting stronger being a bad thing. I don't know why that's such a bad thing. I'd love to, you know, for everybody to be able to work 20 hours a week and still live comfortably. But now, because of modern monetary theory and the other forms of printing money and spending money, we're all seeing the value of our dollar being devalued.
Yeah, and it's on the cusp of breaking a key support point against other currencies. Congressman, I got to tell you, I feel like we're there. I don't know how we turn it around. I really, really don't. And I wonder if we've got to hit some kind of massive wall or go off some kind of giant cliff before we can. Congressman Massie, always enjoy our conversations. Thank you very much.